Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Thank you to everyone who's been sending me messages with your sex and orgasm and sex toy related questions. I will be making a Q&A video very soon. And if you have a question for me, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org, or you can add me on Instagram at Venus O'Hara. So today I'm going to be answering a question from a woman who is having difficulty reaching orgasm at the moment. And she's been using the dating app Tinder, and she's not had so much luck so far. So what can we say about that? Let me just resume her message. So she's divorced and her libido is back, but it's hard for her to have any type of relationship. She doesn't really like Tinder, but she got into it and she met a guy, and then she felt sexually blocked, and she's received a very masturbation is a sin and filthy education, but she feels that she's quite open. She started to see a sexologist to become unblocked and set some boundaries, etc. And she says she doesn't want to marry again or live with anyone, but she's in general quite monogamous. Then she went back to Tinder, met another guy, tried to have sex, but then during the foreplay he was rubbing her vulva so hard that it hurt, and the nipples, they still hurt a few days later, and it just wasn't good basically. And she says, I've never had an orgasm during penetration, and I think she's talking about masturbating in front of someone. She can't just have an orgasm on cue. But now she's finding it very difficult in general. So, wow, lots of topics here to think about. Well, first of all, I think it's very important to, instead of trying to think that someone on Tinder is responsible for your pleasure or your orgasm, you have to kind of own it yourself and be responsible for your own pleasure. And I think it's very important to say to your partner when things are not working. For example, if someone's rubbing you too hard, then perhaps it's never easy to know how to approach these subjects in the moment without making the other person feel bad or ruining the atmosphere. But what you could do is just say, gentler please, be more gentle please, or oh, that's a bit hard. Or what you could do, which is even simpler, is just literally take their hand and then you put your hand over and just guide. You can guide them about the rhythm. You can guide the rhythm and the pressure and the area that's going to be stimulated. I think that's a very important tip. I think it's unfair to kind of say they did this, they did that, which was terrible, but you didn't say anything in the moment, because you never know, their previous partner might have enjoyed that way. So I think every person is different, and we have to educate our partners about how our own bodies work. So that's one tip. So always say what you want in bed. Another thing here I see is about the masturbation or sex is a sin and filthy education. Well, I received that education as well, so I understand that that's very difficult sometimes to overcome that, those very established mindset, that mentality in your mind. I think it's very difficult sometimes, and I think for me also, I do have some of that Catholic guilt somewhere inside me, sometimes, but I try and use it as something positive these days, and I think it's one of the best aphrodisiacs there is. And something that's really helped me recently is that I've read this book called Healing Love Through the Tao, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy. And this book is excellent. It has lots of techniques for a woman to really connect with her sexual energy and enjoy herself on her own and with a partner. And it really talks about sex as a very beautiful, sacred energy exchange. And that's what I believe it is. And I think sometimes if you're using Tinder to try and find something that's beautiful, it might not always be the best place. But I do believe that decent guys are everywhere. They can be in the local bar, they can be in Tinder, they can be on the metro, they can be at your workplace. I think what's really important is context. And if you're meeting someone in a context of just like Tinder, then maybe it's not the best way to meet people. I would suggest to you to actually have or invest more in your personal self-love, pleasure, and I would recommend buying a sex toy, something like the Satisfier or a vibrator, and really connect with your own body and your own sexuality to try and unblock and unleash the goddess within. And also I would suggest, when you're on a social level, to just become more active and think about what hobbies you have or what hobbies you would like to have. Perhaps it's always a good idea to do new things and be more social in general, and I think that will really open you up to different people. It will increase your confidence, and then hopefully you will be in atmospheres where you can meet a decent guy who you feel good with, and you don't have to you won't feel shy about saying, hey, touch me like this, because you'll already be super orgasmic, because you already have a Satisfier or similar at home. So that's my advice to you. And I think I would, for me personally, I would leave Tinder for now and just focus on myself, my orgasms, maybe get a book like this, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure if you're into this woo-woo sacred sexuality thing, but it really helps you to see how beautiful this sexual union between two people or more, I don't know, how beautiful sexuality is. I think it's one of the most beautiful things you can share with someone is intimacy. It's amazing. And whereas on Tinder, perhaps some people don't really want to care about intimacy in general. I think they care about body parts and just boom, 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 you know, in, out, shake it all about. That's what I think anyway. So so invest in your personal self-love, orgasms, and your social life, and hopefully with those two practices, something beautiful will emerge very soon. Anyway, if you have any additional tips, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I hope you find this helpful. And if you have a question, then please don't hesitate to write to me. Thanks for watching.